Please welcome to the stage Vice President of Product Management, Brett Fitzgerald and McNeil Keenan.
All right, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Cvent Product Roadmap keynote. I'm Brett Fitzgerald, and as we ventured here to the UK for Cvent Connect, it got us thinking a little bit about our European family histories. I recently learned my last name, Fitzgerald, literally means son of Gerald, which is what happens when your ancestors prioritize pints over originality.
And I'm McNeil Keenan. It comes from O. Keenan, which means descendant of the storytellers.
So today you have the son of Gerald and the storyteller, which sounds like the start of a Celtic epic, except that we don't have any harps to play.
So we'll just try and tell our story the modern way with a roadmap.
Over the next 60 minutes, we'll walk you through the innovations shaping the future of the Cvent platform. And I'll be honest, this year does feel a little bit different. Event professionals are facing more pressure than ever. Budgets are tight, teams are stretched, travel is unpredictable, and AI has gone from this little emerging tech on the side to your manager saying, why haven't you implemented this yet?
Yeah, so every team's getting the same questions. What's your strategy? What problems are you going to solve? And how are you going to use AI to do it? At Cvent, we are leaning in. And we've got a clear vision and a name to go with it. And that's CventIQ. CventIQ is a collection of powerful intelligence capabilities embedded across the Cvent platform. So it brings together a couple things. Our unmatched industry expertise, proprietary insights, our smart platform, all with powerful machine learning, generative AI, enabled by the fact that all of your event data lives in one place. And that means that you can tap into powerful insights, automation, personalized experiences, all grounded in your own data, but within a platform built for enterprise-grade security and trust. And it comes together around a single belief. All your events, one platform, supercharged with CventIQ.
So let's break that down. All of your events, not just your biggest conferences, but every training, every roadshow, every internal meeting, your sales kickoffs, even your webinars. If they matter to your business, they should live on the platform. Because when all your events are in one place, you get visibility, you get consistency, and a complete data story. We know that's a big ask. We're not assuming that we have already earned your right to be your platform for every event. That's why we're investing at the level we are, not to rest on prior success, but to continue earning your trust. We're building towards this vision because we genuinely believe in its value. We want you to help realize it on your terms.
So next is one platform. That's enterprise-grade scale, security, and support to run events with confidence across teams, business units, regions, and now supercharged with IQ. That's to give you time back, to unlock new insights, to personalize the attendee experience in ways never thought possible before. And that's all to help you focus on the strategic moments that move your program forward.
So, what are we covering today? This is the Product Roadmap session led by the team that is building the platform. So you'll hear directly from product leadership on 4 major themes driving our investment this year.
So first, how we're helping more people across your organization, like field marketers and regional teams, run events autonomously on their own, in compliance and giving you full visibility. We call this empowering the field. Second, how we're enabling high-impact attendee experiences through smarter, AI-driven personalization.
Third, how we're increasing user efficiency so every marketer and planner can work faster and focus on what really matters. Fourth, how we're continuing to strengthen our support around the entire event lifecycle, especially for your largest and most complex events.
So as a modern-day event professional, you're all focused both on flawless executions and business outcomes. And this is the roadmap for you. Because great events require both precision and impact, detail and scale.
Now, some quick notes before we dive in. There's a lot happening across the platform right now. We simply can't cover it all in one session. So first, new this year, we've added one extended roadmap session, which is planner and supplier collaborative solutions. How you can better source and collaborate with your venue and your venue vendor partners. In addition to that, we have 6 20-minute roadmap talks to get a deeper look at a few specific product areas that you want to see more detail on. Second, this is a roadmap session. So there's a common question, when is this going to be available? The answer is simple. Everything that we show you today is either available now or planned to be available within the next 6 months.
All right, so with that, let's get into it. We're going to start with empowering the field, so here we go. When we look at how many of you use Cvent today, there's a clear pattern. Cvent's the gold standard for your most important events of the year. But when we look across your entire event program, what we see is a huge volume of smaller, simpler events. The field events, the road shows, workshops, regional meetups. These are all critical touch points for your customers and prospects, but they're often managed outside the core events team by your regional teams, the field marketers, even the individual reps. And that creates a gap in execution quality, a gap in brand consistency, and a big gap in visibility and data. And your attendees, they don't see these as field events. It's just another part of your overall brand experience. And that's why empowering the field is one of our key strategic themes this year. Because we believe that the central events team can set the playbook and the field can execute within it. But only if we can make it simple, accessible, and built on the same powerful platform that you trust for your biggest events. And today, Jackie's going to show you exactly what we're building to make that happen. But first, let's hear from one of our customers on exactly how they are seeing this opportunity.
We are a small but mighty team of 4 people. Events are growing, Blackstone is growing. That's a huge testament to our events team and how well the events are going. But we need to redirect some of the events that are coming in. We're up 40% since last year, and we don't want to turn business units away from doing events, so we're looking for other ways to manage how we can reallocate some of these events and still use Cvent, and still track attendance and use the pretty invites and the pretty sites, but alleviate some of the work from our team and redirect it to other business units.
We've all felt it. The request queue gets longer, the calendar gets fuller, and the phrase do more with less starts to feel like a lifestyle. At some point, scaling stops being about heroics and starts being about smarter systems. And that's why we built Cvent Essentials, which we made generally available in June of this year. Think of Essentials as a fast lane for smaller, repeatable, in-person events. This product brings together promotion, registration, on-site execution, and attendee engagement into one simplified tool. If you lead an event program, your biggest bottleneck isn't demand, it's throughput and control. You want to say yes to more events, but you can't risk brand and data inconsistency. Essentials gives you a way to empower more people in your organization to create on-brand, compliant events while you maintain the standards that matter most. And these additional users, they need something that gets them from idea to invite quickly, looks great, and simply just works. So let's take a look. Creators can set up an event in just minutes. They start out by selecting from pre-approved templates made by you. These templates determine setup from the theme and website to registration and data privacy, all the way through to email and survey. And to complete the event setup, they just need to add the basics, the description, the location, maybe an agenda, and then update any open sections on the website to create an on-brand attendee experience with minimal lift or back and forth. Now, finally, they add speakers and any other team members that will be helping to execute on site before sending out invitations and promoting the event. And when someone comes to the website, they'll find a sleek, branded experience where they can get all of your information and register in just a few clicks. It feels simple for creators and fast for invitees. Now, when it's event day, forget paper sign-in sheets and Excel spreadsheets. Your on-site team has everything they need, and that starts with check-in and the on-arrival app. Check-in staff receive a secure, event-specific link that opens the on-arrival app directly for that event. No account credentials required. They can simply scan to check people in and easily handle any walk-up registrations in seconds, keeping the line moving and your data clean. And to keep everyone engaged in the room, attendees can simply pull out their phone and scan a QR code to start to participate. They can answer questions, submit polls, and even share feedback right from their seats. It's quick, it's interactive, and it gives you measurable data on your engagement. Now, all of that event data, check-ins, registration, participation, it flows straight into your systems in real time, eliminating the data chaos so your sales and marketing teams can act fast. Now let's hear from one of our customers who's using Essentials currently.
Cvent Essentials has helped us on our big events, but also our small events. Anytime someone used to register, it would come to my email, and then I would go and then put it on an Excel spreadsheet, where now I just spin up a site. It takes less than 10 minutes, and then I use that, and I put it in our promotional emails, so they just have to click a link to register, and it keeps track of all of it there. And then even once they do register, any of the follow-up emails are out of Cvent Essentials. If I need to put the agenda on there for a small glance of it, I can put it there. It's super easy and makes my life way better because I don't have to keep an eye on my email every hour.
Cvent Essentials has improved our event planning and execution because I'm able to focus more in the weeds on catering or transportation or things like that to actually help those planning the events a little better. But it makes it easier for me because with a couple clicks of a button, I can have an event live and the team can have something that they can send out pretty quickly, and I'm able to focus my time on some other things for the team.
So to truly empower your field, to make it so your organization can have more people successfully running these events themselves, you need it to scale. But that doesn't mean you have to give up control. Every event can still look and feel on brand and follow your standards without any extra work. And that's through the use of our templates. We've built two types, guardrails and starting points. Guardrails are your non-negotiables, things like theme, data collection, and policy update changes that can't be made by end users. If you need to make an update, you do it simply once, and that is reflected everywhere that the template is used. That's compliance made easy. Now, starting points, on the other hand, they're all about flexibility. Your field teams will get a solid foundation that you've built, something that is ready for them that they can still tailor. Maybe they need to tweak an image or modify some content or add some event-specific text. They can go and make those adjustments, but only within the boundaries that you've set. And the best part is that these templates are modular. So instead of building 50 one-off templates, you create smart, reusable building blocks that can be mixed and matched based off the needs of the event. You set up the visibility rules for each of your templates to keep it simple for your creators. When they go to create an event, your rules are enforced, so they only see the templates that make sense based off that event in your program. Rules like region or department or even event type. There's no more confusion or second guessing. Your brand and your compliance rules are built in from the start, and every event is set up for success. Now, bringing smaller or simpler events onto the Cvent platform used to be difficult, too expensive, and too complicated. But Essentials changes that. Now, your teams can run more of your smaller, in-person, repeatable events on Cvent, letting you centralize your data while maintaining your standards and helping everyone move faster. To learn more about Cvent Essentials, simply reach out to your account manager. We're excited to help you say yes to more events and scale your event program. All right, now everything I've covered so far has been focused on scaling highly repeatable in-person events. So now let's talk about how we get your audience to discover these events. Events Plus helps you bring together all of your events into one branded central hub to keep your audience engaged and your whole program unified. First, we have the events calendar. Think of it as your program's front door. The calendar helps your audience easily find and register for any of your events across every team. You can set up multiple calendars, segmenting by topic or region to fit your strategy. Perhaps you have an event that's behind on your registration numbers. Simply put it to the top. Our pre-filled forms will make it easy for your audience to register, and it helps you hit your numbers. With Events Plus, every click, every registration, every conversion is tracked from start to finish, so you can turn interest into action and action into measurable results. And with Events Plus, on-demand video content generated from your events themselves starts to become your engagement engine between your events. Now, when someone watches your on-demand content, it's no longer just passive. You can include calls to action, so viewers can sign up for your next event, or check out a product directly right from the video. Easily add in white papers or slide decks. Every view becomes the perfect opportunity to inspire engagement, to deepen loyalty, and accelerate conversions. All right, we kicked off with the power of one platform for every event. Now, here's where it all comes together. Essentials is generally available to power your in-person events at scale, working seamlessly with the rest of Cvent's product suite. And Events Plus is your central hub that brings every event in every format into one place so you can fully realize that value. And the best part is Events Plus is now included and active for all of our customers live in your account today, so check that out. Now, back to McNeil to talk about high-impact attendee experiences.
All right, thank you, Jackie. As we all know, events are experiences. But if those experiences fall flat, if it doesn't resonate with the audience, the event isn't likely to meet its objectives. So how do we maximize engagement? How do we make this event resonate with each and every individual attending? Personalization isn't just a buzzword. It builds loyalty. It creates connection. And it turns moments into memories. That's why we're helping you create high-impact attendee experiences here at Cvent. Because when all of your attendee data lives on one platform, we're talking past attendance, registration details, content engagement, on-site interactions, you can actually know your attendees. And now with AI, you can personalize every touch point, from how you communicate to what content they see, to the way they're welcomed when they arrive on site. That's what high impact looks like. And to show you how we're bringing that to life, I'm going to hand it over to Shallow. Shallow, take it away.
Attendees know what they want. They have specific goals, and they've committed to stepping away from their daily lives to be at your events. So they all deserve the 5-star treatment. But that level of personalization doesn't scale with people alone. With AI, you get to scale without the headcount. A personalized attendee assistant that does the work of many so that every attendee gets timely guidance. Soon, every attendee walks in with a personal assistant that truly knows them. It surfaces the right content at the right time and provides personalized recommendations along the way. You still act as the architect of your event, but now with an AI assistant to help attendees through their journey. Each response is informed by you and your event and brought to life by our platform. So let's break down each piece. To ensure that answers sound like your brand and are actually correct, we're giving you a set of tools that builds the assistant's working memory. You'll manage 5 core inputs: your event catalog, event knowledge base, audience segments, voice and tone, and global contact profiles. So let's dig into the foundations of your new AI-powered attendee experience. First up is the knowledge base. We know that not all content lives directly in Cvent. You all likely have various folders filled with menus, shuttle schedules, and arrival details. The knowledge base will allow you to bring that valuable content to your attendees without having to directly publish the document on your website or event app. Simply upload the information you want the assistant to reference, and the knowledge base will create a set of FAQs based on that document. From here, you're able to review and approve those questions so you know exactly how the assistant will respond. The additional context adds new depth to the assistant and can help divert questions and help your attendees feel more prepared. Now, audience segments are the next piece of the puzzle. Having control over who sees what isn't an option for you. It's foundational. And audience segments gives you that control. You decide who can see which content, and those rules carry across your website, Attendee Hub, emails, and the personal assistant. Set the gates once, and they're enforced everywhere. so you deliver a personalized experience without micromanaging every touch point. And with dynamic segments, you can create rules ahead of time, automatically assigning attendees to your segments, saving you time and eliminating errors. Soon, you'll be able to refine even further with attendee interests and past attendance. Next up is voice and tone. And that makes the assistant sound like you, not us. Simply hand the personal assistant your brand playbook, and it adopts your voice. The result? Answers that feel human, familiar, and trustworthy, not just a canned AI response. And updates are simple. Guardrails are respected, and every answer stays consistent and on brand. Now, the final piece of the puzzle are global contact profiles. Think of these profiles as a living memory for the assistant. While the attendee contributes to the profile, you control the scaffolding. You define the interests the attendees can choose from, and you create the engagement experience that produces brand new discovered interests. As attendees engage, their profiles will evolve with them. The assistant keeps track of each tap, search, and connection made, and uses these inputs to create discovered interests. Pair that with an attendee's profile, stated interests, and the foundations that you've already built, and you get a rich, dynamic profile. A profile that grows over time and lives as additional context for this personal assistant. And with each of these signals, the assistant gains a better understanding of your event and your attendees. We can then engineer that assistant to anticipate the attendees' intentions and goals. So let's take a look at how attendee intention plays a part in creating personalized responses. As attendees engage, the personal assistant keeps learning. Declared interests, real engagement, and an expanding circle of peers all sharpen recommendations in real time. And our deep research into attendee intention is built into the experience. So the personal assistant knows what the attendee is trying to accomplish. We base this in the knowledge that attendees really arrive to any decision in one of two modes. They either know exactly what they're looking for, or they need some help. If the attendee knows exactly what they want, the assistant can narrow the path and will provide the right person, exhibitor, or session instantly. And if the attendee is still exploring, the assistant widens the lens. It'll ask follow-up questions and curate high-signal matches so the attendee can sort through a set of recommendations. With this intention model built in, the assistant is always ready to provide the best next step, fast, on brand, and within your rules. Now, let's look at how the assistant puts this to work, starting with sessions. When an attendee opens the agenda builder, she can set her interests and get a quick review of her current schedule. The personal assistant then suggests strong additions that fit her goals and available time. If priorities change, she can update her interests, and the assistant will refresh those recommendations. And if there's a conflict, it still recommends the best option and clearly shows what's overlapping so she can make the right call. So whether she chats with the assistant or asks it to review her schedule, she gets clear, timely help. And it always follows your session rules, so the right people see the right content every time. Next, let's step onto the show floor where connecting gets a lot easier. Because the personal assistant understands the attendee, it does more than just show a logo. It identifies the attendee's ask, provides the right set of exhibitors, and the attendee can further refine their search so they find the right people to meet with. The result is simple: better matches, more meaningful conversations, and more value for everyone. Finally, the personal assistant will support attendees through their networking journey. Soon, attendees will be met with a set of recommended attendees curated by the personal assistant. And the why is front and center. So attendees know how the assistant determined the importance of each recommendation. Attendees can update interests at any time, and behind the scenes, the assistant uses its knowledge to refine matches in real time so strong connections don't slip by. Now that we've seen the foundations of the personal assistant and walked through the recommendations experience, let's take a look at how AI is supercharging our on-site interactions. Let's start in the session room. But before we take a closer look, I'd like you all to take out your phones and open up the Attendee Hub app. And I want you to go to this session. And just below the description, you'll see Session Snapshots, a brand new feature being used here today. Session Snapshots makes it easy to follow along with a transcript during each session, creating a more accessible in-person experience. When something matters, tap to capture the moment. The snapshot saves the exact slice of the transcript, the active slide on screen, and the context around it. And yes, you heard that. With snapshots, your attendees no longer have to take photos of the slides being shared. They're captured with snapshots. Behind the scenes, the personal assistant turns that snapshot into a short summary. So your attendees leave with a complete note. Quote, slide, and summary, all saved directly to the session. Everything is kept in one place, organized and easy to review when attendees get back home, so they never miss a moment. And after the session is over, attendees can find session takeaways, a summary of the session taken from the transcript. Now, attendees don't have to choose between diligently taking notes and being fully present. You can review the summary before sharing it with your attendees, so you get control while your audience gets clarity. Both session snapshots and takeaways are available in beta today, and as well as in the Connect app. So check back later for your session takeaway. Next, let's move to the trade show floor, where we're making it easier to stay in touch. Here, the assistant uses meeting notes to help craft and send a personalized follow-up complete with helpful resources. The attendee will then see the message and the resources delivered straight to the Attendee Hub event app. Now, the attendee and the exhibitors can stay in contact long after that initial meeting. All of these interactions come together in one completely personalized space, My Event. This personalized hub includes every part of their journey so attendees don't miss a beat. As their days unfold, they see progress build in real time, from daily activity, a list of sessions attended, and exhibitors met. And with AI daily summaries, attendees get highlights that bring their experience to life. In fact, we're using this feature right now at Connect, so later on, take a moment to generate your summary from today. The opportunity here is massive, and it's coming soon. We began with a simple premise. You are the architect of your event, and while the personal assistant powers the attendee experience, and it's all informed by your brand, knowledge, and rules. Superpowered by profiles, attendee intention, and on-site interaction. Every event you run improves the quality of the assistant. With each cycle, recommendations feel more obvious, rooms fill with the right people, and follow-ups write themselves. That's a compounding advantage that you own, grounded in intention, engineered with context, and delivered through experiences your attendees can feel. Now, let's welcome back Brett to introduce user efficiency.
Thank you, Shiloh. So when we ask planners and marketers what they need the most from Cvent, the answer is almost always the same. Help me save time. Your events and your programs are growing, and that should be great news if only your staff and your budget was growing along with it. But that's typically not the case, which makes every moment of your team's time more valuable than ever. That's why making the platform easier to learn and quicker to use has become one of our most important product priorities. And today, I'm going to show you how we are doing just that. We're focusing on the critical job areas that you perform every day. You plan, you promote, you manage, you measure. And we're attacking those jobs in two powerful ways. One, we're investing in building quicker and more intuitive workflows, of course. But we're also infusing CventIQ AI to give you a co-pilot that helps you get the job done faster. Let's start with that first, better workflows. As we know that the fundamentals of user experience are still critical for your day-to-day. Take pricing. For many of you, it's one of the most complex parts of event setup. You have different audiences, early bird discounts, promo codes, one-off exceptions. We have reimagined that experience with a single unified interface. All of your decisions, who pays what, how much they pay, under what conditions, they all come together in one place. In this new experience, it's easy to visualize the entire pricing structure and fewer clicks to make all the changes that you need. Next, branding. Your attendees don't see products, they just see your event, which means that your brand needs to flow consistently across every single part of it that they see: registration, websites, your mobile app, and more. In the past, defining themes could feel a little fragmented. Now we've decentralized or centralized theme setup so that your brand only is set up once. Your color palette, your fonts, your logo, even your organizational voice and tone. They all flow seamlessly across every single attendee experience. One definition, one branded experience everywhere. And measurement. You told us that looking across your event program, your dozens, even hundreds of events was too manual, too fragmented. So we built new cross-event insights dashboards. Now you can instantly see how your program is performing, how many events you ran, what formats delivered the most value, which regions are driving the most impact. And you can compare those groups of events aside by year, by geography, by department, however you want to slice it. For the first time, you can walk into your next strategy meeting with a complete data-backed picture of your program's performance. Now, the second way that we're accelerating your efficiency is transforming how you understand and act on your data. For years, planners told us that reporting is one of the biggest time drains on the platform. Finding that right report, formatting it correctly, pulling it again next week, it's that work behind the work. With CventIQ, that's changing. This new generation of reporting insights gives you answers, not just spreadsheets, turns your data into guidance, helping you move from what happened before to what is going to happen next. Let's start with build your own reports. We built this new tool to give you flexibility, complete control over fields, filters, sorting, grouping of your reports. But it still required two things from you: a deep understanding of Cvent's data and the time necessary to build a report from scratch. Not anymore. With CventIQ, we're giving your own always available personal report building expert who can take your instruction and craft that into reports on your behalf. So simply ask, hey, can you show me all the registrants that still have outstanding fees? Which companies are sending the most attendees to the event? Which sessions are driving the highest satisfaction scores? CventIQ interprets your question, pulls the right data, applies the right filters, and presents a ready-to-use report instantly. No more trial and error, no more reconfiguring the same report every week. And the teams are working to add even more data to this new report builder, enabling CventIQ to build virtually any report you might need. It's financials, exhibitors, sessions, emails, and more. But, of course, sometimes generating a report is only half the job. With event and session feedback, for example, the tougher job is analyzing the data. You have hundreds, even thousands of open-ended comments, each hiding a valuable insight from your attendees. So you could spend hours combing through that feedback, or you could let CventIQ do it for you. With feedback summarization, CventIQ analyzes every response and automatically surfaces the key themes, trends, and sentiment. You'll instantly see what resonated with your audience, what needs improvement, and where you can focus next time. Whether it's a single session you want to analyze or an entire conference, the assistant compiles everything into concise takeaways that you can share with your stakeholders immediately. And those insights don't just make post-event reporting faster, they make your next event better. Finally, we're adding foresight to your data with registration predictions. Imagine knowing weeks before your event whether you're on track to hit your attendance goals. 4 weeks out, CventIQ analyzes your pacing data, your past performance, your marketing activity to forecast where registration will land. So if you're ahead of plan, you can confidently lock in your vendors and finalize budgets. If you're behind, you can adjust your marketing campaigns. You can shift spend and course correct early before it's too late. Takes all of that guesswork out of planning and replaces it with clarity and confidence. Together, these capabilities, build your own reports, feedback summarization, registration predictions, is about giving you a single connected intelligence layer across all your events to turn raw data into insight into action, so that you don't need to be a data analyst to uncover trends or a statistician to forecast your outcomes. You just need CventIQ. So what's next? All of these AI capabilities we've announced over the past few Cvent Connects, whether it's content writing, video editing, report building, they're each tied to a specific job, a specific workflow. Our next step is to bring all of that together into one always available copilot, CventIQ Planner Assistant. Our vision is to enable the full power of CventIQ for every page and every workflow across the whole platform. The first version will focus on helping you and your team learn and get the most out of the Cvent platform. It will answer questions about Cvent's capabilities. It will provide guidance on the best solutions and approaches on how to use the tool. It'll connect you with a live human in chat support if that's what you need. It'll even let you open up support cases, all without leaving your workflow in Cvent. And soon, the assistant will have full access to all your event data, giving you a whole new way to capture insights, perform analysis, and get recommendations. And over time, it won't just answer questions and show you data. It'll help navigate you to your next task and perform more and more of those tasks on your behalf. Imagine building and managing events where much of the burden is taken off your shoulders, and your role becomes setting the vision, not managing every detail. That is the future that we are building with Cvent IQ. At the end of the day, planner efficiency is about one thing: giving you back your time. Time you can spend elevating your attendee experience, time that you can spend innovating on your program, time that you can spend doing the work that only you can do. That is our commitment. That's where we're headed, and we're very excited to take this journey with you. All right, shifting gears here, we're talked a little bit about expanding access, improving experiences, and saving you time. Now we're going to talk about the events that matter the most. Your flagship events, the annual user conference, the trade show, the partner summit. These are the moments where your brand shows up in its fullest form. They're also the most complex. Dozens of moving parts, multiple teams, high stakes. If you're going to run your entire program on one platform, Cvent needs to deliver at the highest level, especially for these events. That's why one of our biggest areas of investment is strengthening our platform across the entire event lifecycle, from first impression to final session. It's about making sure that you have the power, flexibility, and control to deliver for your most important events at scale and with confidence. So to show you what we've been working on there, I'm going to hand it over to Jason Meisner. Jason, take it away.
Awesome. Thank you, Brett. As Brett said, when it comes to your flagship events, first impressions are everything. But where does that first impression actually begin? It starts with event promotion. And as event marketers, you know better than anyone that getting the word out to the right people is one of the hardest parts of hitting your registration goals. Now, if you're trying to grow a professional audience, there's really only one place that stands out. And that, of course, is LinkedIn. And we're making it easier than ever to tap into that network. With our integration, you simply pick the audience segment that you want and sync it directly to LinkedIn. And this helps launch highly targeted event ad campaigns to market to similar prospects. This ensures that you reach the right people faster, attract better leads, and boost your registrations, all without the manual work. But driving attendance is really only a part of the equation. And we all know your events would not be successful without the incredible support of your exhibitors and your sponsors. And they deserve more than just a quick mention. In fact, they deserve the spotlight. Now, last year, we had the capabilities to showcase exhibitors and sponsors on your Cvent-hosted registration sites. But this year, we're taking it a step further. Imagine your exhibitors and sponsors not just being listed, but truly showcased everywhere that your event shows up. And with our new embeddable exhibitor and sponsor widgets, you can put your event partners front and center, whether attendees are browsing a company's website, a partner hub, or a third-party microsite. And what sets these widgets apart is their real-time connection to your Cvent data. So any change, whether it's updating a sponsor logo, a description, or even adding a new exhibitor, automatically updates everywhere that the widget is embedded. The result? No more manual updates, consistent brand promotion, and maximizing exposure for your sponsors wherever your attendees see your event. All right, so you started to promote your event. The buzz is building, and attendees are registering. But there's still one big question. How are they actually getting to your event? For long-distance travel, planes are the obvious choice. But for regional travel, like here in Europe, trains may be the more preferred option, and likely how some of you got here today. And that's where train travel comes in. During registration, attendees can now request rail travel and share their preferences. Once submitted, your travel team can book the tickets, and attendees can see their full itinerary in their confirmation email. And as for you, the event organizer, Well, you're going to get a complete view of all arrival and departures across air and rail. So it's easier to coordinate shuttles, manage schedules, and avoiding those last-minute surprises. So whether you're supporting sustainability goals or just giving people more options, train travel helps keep your event on track. Literally. All right, that was a B-1. All right, now let's shift gears to another vital aspect of your event, exhibitor logistics. Because for every booth and sponsor activation, there's a lot of questions behind the scenes. Like, what's our load-in date? Where do we pick up scanners? Can we check in early? The list is long, and I'm sure your inbox threads are even that much longer. And in order to help, we're going to be adding support for custom pages for the exhibitor portal. With this update, you can easily build dedicated pages with the information your exhibitors actually need, like key event details, arrival schedules, and important guidelines, all in the exhibitor portal. Less emails, and more importantly, less confusion. Everything's in one place, making sure your exhibitors have exactly what they need before they arrive on site. Now, speaking about logistics, earlier this year, we rolled out exhibitor booth management. This feature lets you create exhibitor booths, assign them, and share a floor plan directly through the exhibitor portal. And over the last few months, it's been used to support hundreds of floor plans already. And because of your feedback, we're making it even better. First, by leveraging the power of AI to automate the creation and mapping of booth locations for you. Simply upload a floor plan image, and we'll help auto-detect and map your booths for you. And this will be a huge time saver, especially for your large events. And speaking of large events, we're also going to be adding support for multiple exhibitor floor plans. So if you have one show floor on the main level, another one across the venue, no problem. You can manage them together and even assign the same exhibitor to more than one spot. But let's face it, keeping up with all those booth requests can be a challenge. So we're also going to be adding booth management notifications. Here, you're going to get instant alerts when booth requests come in. And whenever you're ready, you'll have the opportunity to notify your exhibitors once you've made your final approvals. So now that we've talked about showcasing your exhibitors, let's talk about showcasing your content. Those big content-packed sessions with 3 speakers, 2 panelists, fireside chat, and Q&A. They're valuable, yes, but they can be a lot to manage behind the scenes and a lot to follow in the moment. And that's where session programs come in. Now, you can break complex sessions into clear, concise segments, each with its own title, time slot, speakers, and even resources that are linked. Session programs give attendees a clear, structured view of what's happening and when, without having to scroll through a messy agenda. And almost an hour into this roadmap presentation, I'm sure that many of you have checked this session program, and yes, don't worry, we're on the home stretch. All right, so let's fast forward to event day, when everything is live and the pressure is very real. Stakeholders want real-time check-in stats, on-site teams are managing traffic flow and last-minute changes, and attendees, well, they want answers now. Wait, did someone just ask if these lanyards are really gluten-free? Now, we can't help with that one, but I'm pretty sure they are. We do have something that can give people access to the tools they need on-site, fast. Enter on-arrival team members, a simple but powerful way to give instant access to on-arrival, even to non-Cvent users. No username and no password. Just a magic link or QR code that securely drops them into the app. Want to give your execs live check-in dashboards? Or marketing a real-time view into session feedback? It's easy. Need to onboard your check-in staff to scan badges? Just send them a link, and they're in within seconds. Access is role-based, so you stay in control of who sees what. It's fast, it's secure, and most importantly, it empowers your entire on-site team without all the extra overhead. Now finally, we can't talk about on-site without talking about badges, right? As many of you, our latest badge designer now covers most of your on-demand badge design needs. You pick the fields, you set the layout, style it to your brand, and you're done. But what if you need to print badges before you get on site? Well, with our upcoming edition of PDF badge printing, you can do exactly that. So here's how it works. Simply choose how many badges you want per page, design your badge, and generate a clean, print-ready PDF. And this will allow you to print badges in advance of your event. And to ensure that everyone can use this, we're also going to be making it available for on-arrival basic users as well. So whether you're running a check-in on site, or if you need to print some badges in advance, our badge designer has you covered for all of your badge printing needs. But of course, when it comes to sustainability, badges can be one of the most stubborn sources of event waste, even as the rest of your program gets greener. And that's why Cvent and EnviroCard have recently formed an exclusive partnership to offer a sustainable badge for On-Arrival 360. It's a paper-based FSC-certified alternative that still looks premium on-site. It's recyclable and biodegradable, giving you a clear visibility, sustainability win without compromising the attendee experience. And this badge offering is available to On-Arrival 360 customers here in Europe, helping to support your commitment to sustainability. It's plastic-free, and yes, even gluten-free. So in closing, what matters most for your flagship events is calm execution and clear impact. Doors are opening smoothly, your teams are staying aligned, your partners shine, and decisions are guided by live, trustworthy data. Our goal is simple: give you control when the stakes are high, resilience when your plans change, and results that you can stand behind. Now, to bring us home, McNeil and Brett, back to you.
All right, thank you, Jason. As you saw today during the presentation, AI is not a side project for us. It's core to the future of the Cvent platform. It's how it will help you save time, uncover insights, personalize every attendee experience, and collaborate more seamlessly with your venues and your partners. With the help of AI, you probably noticed that we got a little creative today, not just the usual boring nameplates. We got a little AI fancy with some of these badges, backstage passes. Anyway, our prior present content around AI was all powered by Cvent IQ, your embedded intelligence layer that makes your data more actionable, your workflows more efficient, and your events more impactful.
So earlier this year, we also hit a major milestone. So after years of development, feedback, refinement, based on your feedback, we were proud to bring Cvent Essentials to general availability. So if you're looking to scale simple in-person events across your organization, from field marketing roadshows to internal trainings and meetings, Essentials is the easiest way to get started. So it's built for speed, it's designed for scale, and it's fully integrated into the Cvent platform.
Throughout today's keynote, you heard us focus on 4 key investment themes: empowering the field, helping more people across your organization run great events, high-impact attendee experiences, personalizing the journey to drive engagement and ROI, user efficiency, saving you time and flattening the learning curve with AI, and the event lifecycle, supporting your most complex, high-stakes events from end to end. Everything you saw today, Essentials, the new features, the AI-powered capabilities, are part of delivering on these priorities.
So before we wrap, just a few quick reminders. First, stay connected through Cvent product news. You can take out your phones, you can scan the QR code. This is where you're going to find release notes. So we have a release that goes out every 2 weeks, lots of new functionality. So I know it's tough to stay always up to date when you're busy and live planning and executing events. But you're not only going to find release notes, you're going to find information like we share today, our product roadmap. And you'll find opportunities to join our beta programs where you can shape the future projects of Cvent. So go there, subscribe, and stay plugged in.
Second, we have a full lineup of additional roadmap sessions happening throughout the week. We have the Planner and Supplier Collaborative Solutions, where you will hear more about the incoming improvements to help you better collaborate with your venue and vendor partners. In addition to that, we have 6 roadmap talks, which will dive deeper into individual product roadmaps.
And third, don't miss the Innovation Pavilion. It is your chance to meet face-to-face with our product experts and our product management team themselves. So you'll see what's new across the platform and experience Cvent IQ in action.
So thank you for being here today, and thank you for continuing to shape the future of this platform with us. We're building it with you and also for you. We'll see you in the Innovation Pavilion. Thank you.